In this video, I'm going to show you how to use Superantispyware and Malwarebytes to clean up your basic malware and spyware. You can get malware and spyware from browsing the web, opening unsafe attachments in an email, going to websites that are not necessarily the safest place to go. We'll start with Malwarebytes, and here's their website right here. They have two versions, a free version and a premium version. For the purpose of just cleaning up a computer, I would recommend to use the free version. Premium versions like to put in applications that run in the background to keep your computer clean. But if you're already infected with something, the free version is the way you want to go. Also bear in mind that all these applications that you install, if you put the premium version in, that puts that little guy in the background that watches your computer and keeps you clean, the more those you have, the slower your computer is going to run in general. So it's a good idea not to use the premium versions, except for like your antivirus. Your antivirus is good to be running all the time, but other applications not so much. So this is Malwarebytes' website, and you'd want to use the free version. And then they try to get you again right here where there's the upgrade, and then there's a regular one that says download. You want to push the one that says download to download the free version. I've already downloaded it, so I'm not going to do it again. But here's Superantispyware. It's the same situation. They have a free and a professional. You want to stick with the free one. So when you push the free one, it'll prompt you to download the application. This one doesn't ask you, do you want to download the premium one again? But during the installation, it will ask you. So those are the two websites. These are the two installation files you should get. The MAMBAM, which is Malwarebytes, or the MBAM rather, and the Superantispyware. So we'll start with the Malwarebytes. So we just, it's a basic installation. There's no tricks, nothing that's going to really jump out at you that you need to change really. You can go with the default paths for everything. Create a desktop icon; those are always helpful. Then click install. It'll run through the installation. The installation's pretty quick, and then I'll show you how to start that one. Now here again, like I said, they're almost always going to ask you, do you want to try this premium thing? So you want to uncheck that, because we don't want to do that. Let me click finish. The very first thing Malwarebytes and Superantispyware do once they're installed is they update the virus definition, or the database version. As you can see, it's downloading it right now. So once it's done and it says it's up to date, you can click Scan Now, and your system will begin scanning. When it's finished, it'll present you with all of the infections you have on your computer that it's detected, and give you the option to remove, quarantine, delete them, whatever it recommends is what I would do. And it's also a good thing to note that not always, but occasionally, depending on what infections Malwarebytes finds, it might ask you to reboot. If it does, you'll want to reboot before you do anything else, because it'll have quarantined, or say it'll find something it can't remove while the computer's live, it'll do it on the reboot. So you want to, if it does say reboot, you want to do that before you start running Superantispyware. So I'm going to stop the scan. This computer's already clean. I know it already is because we've cleaned this before. But that's basically all you have to do for malware, and you get this icon up here on your desktop. Now Malwarebytes you can leave installed on your computer all the time and then just run it periodically. Superantispyware I don't recommend leaving it on your computer all the time, and I'll explain why later. So now we're going to install Superantispyware. Goes through the same procedure as the other. You just click I agree, go through like you would anything else. And then it'll start to install. And just like Malwarebytes, it's fairly quick. It doesn't take very long. Now here you have the option to submit a diagnostic report to their company. It only sends information on your computer, like your hardware, software, stuff like that. I generally don't like to do it because I don't like anybody knowing what I have on my computer, so I turn it off, but that's entirely up to you, depending on what you think is your privacy level. And then you can choose next and then finish. And just like Malwarebytes, here comes the trial. Do you want to do the premium trial? We're going to say decline it. Superantispyware starts automatically. And this is the icon over here, this little like no smoking sign with the little spyware dude in it. And then we click scan this computer. Now, there's a couple of things we need to change in here before we start the scan. For example, we want to delete our temporary files. We want to close any active browser windows. If you try to check this, you're going to get the, hey, you need to be a premium. This is already done. When you turn the program on, it'll do this. What this is saying is it's going to automatically run in the background and update its definitions as time goes by rather than just when you run the program. And then down here we have active scan boost. Low boost is great if you're going to continue to use the computer while you're doing the scan. High boost is if you want the scan to finish quickly, you'll choose that, and what happens is it's going to use as much of your system resources as possible to complete the scan as quickly as possible. And then we want to scan inside of zip files or zip archives. So those are the important things to change here. And then we do complete scan. And then we can say yes, because this warning here is just telling us, hey, I'm going to close your browser windows. Even though you've told me to, I'm going to tell you, hey, I'm going to do this. So we say yes, and any browser windows from any different type, any different browser, whether it's Chrome, Firefox, Internet Explorer, they're all going to close. And then it's going to start scanning. Now, tracking cookies. A lot of people see these tracking cookies and they think, oh, that's bad. These develop over time as you use the web. They're not that critical. You don't need to worry about those too much. Now, I'm going to pause the scan here just so I can show you. If you look inside the tracking cookies, you can see their advertisements, things like that. Double clicks. These are just, your computer builds up with these. They're nothing to be too worried about. If you get infections that say like Trojans and stuff like that, those are the ones you're really looking for when you're looking for spam. Or not spam, when you're looking for anti-spyware. So you want to make sure that all that's removed. And I generally remove the tracking cookies as well, although it's, like I said, it's not critical that you do so. So I'm going to cancel the scan because I know we're clean. When both programs finish, they will present you with what's on your machine and give you the option to remove them. It's a good idea if either one of the programs tell you to reboot, to go ahead and do that reboot. It's important you do that, because if they can't remove something that is running in the background, they'll do it on the reboot. It's also noteworthy to point out that there's hundreds of different clean your computer type applications. There's also optimizers out there. Generally speaking, you want to stay away from a lot of these. Your PC optimizers, your mycleanpc.com, that's all junk. And especially the optimizers, they will cause more problems than they'll solve. They'll run in the background, they'll interfere with applications running on your computer that you need. A lot of them have registry cleaners, and the registry cleaners will have a tendency to delete registry entries that you don't necessarily want deleted, and then you go to start a program and the program won't load, or you'll reboot and you'll start getting errors popping up every time you reboot. You'll get this error saying it can't find something in the registry, and so on and so forth. So it's a good idea these two are safe. We've been using these for years, but the optimizers, the mycleanpc.com, pretty much if it's too good to be true, if it sounds too good to be true, it is. And if your computer still isn't running correctly after you've run Superantispyware and Malwarebytes, I would kind of go full stop, and I would see about getting your computer to someone who's trained to remove infections. These two programs are very good in removing anti-spyware and malware, and they do remove some viruses, Trojans specifically. But there are things that do get past them because no program is infallible, including antiviruses. So if you feel your computer is still infected with something, it's a good idea to get in, see an IT professional, have them give it a once-over, and get a clean bill of health from them. This isn't stuff you want to mess with. This stuff, spyware and malware can cause damage to programs, applications, give up your identity, provide information to people who you don't necessarily want having them know all your ins and outs. So it's a good idea to run these on your computer if you think you're infected, but if you think you still have a problem after you've run them, if your computer still isn't working correctly, you'll want to go see someone and get it looked at professionally. Now, as I said earlier, Superantispyware, I don't like to keep this one on a computer. Even when you choose the freeware or the free version of it, not the premium, it still puts a little guy, and if you look, you'll see you have like a bug down in your down by your clock. He looks like a little yellow bug. That's Superantispyware, and he's going to be there every time you turn the computer on, every time you do anything. So I generally don't like to keep him in here, so I'll uninstall him and then just go and download him and use him when I need him. So this has been a PC Experts video. I hope it helps a little bit. It's a little in depth. I'll go into it in some more depth on how to remove some more embedded infections later on. But I hope this helps with the basic malware and spyware removal. Again, it's been a PC Experts video. We're at your disposal. You'll see our contact information in the links below. Feel free to contact us if you have any questions, comments, concerns. If you need your computer fixed up, if these two aren't working for you, we're here. We'll help you out. No problem. Look forward to hearing from you, and I hope this helps.